Welcome to Psychology Credence channel. Have you ever noticed someone acting in a way that just seemed off but couldn't quite put your finger on why? Today we're diving into the world of weird behaviors exhibited by individuals who have been abused by narcissists. These behaviors can be unusual, yet are quite common among those who've endured this type of abuse. By the end of this video, you'll have a broader perspective on these coping mechanisms, offering you a new lens through which to view and support those affected. Don't miss out on our bonus point at the end of the video, which offers a unique and positive twist on the topic. It's a vital insight that deepens your understanding of the behaviors and highlights a surprising strength developed through such trials. Make sure to stick around for it. 1. Hypervigilance. Imagine walking through a creepy forest, your senses dialed up to detect the slightest rustle of leaves or snap of a twig. Now picture having that same level of alertness in everyday life. That's what hypervigilance can feel like for those who've been through the ringer with a narcissist. They find themselves constantly scanning their environment for any hint of trouble or disapproval. This hyper-alert state is a survival mechanism, a way to anticipate and dodge potential emotional landmines. People who've tangled with narcissists often fine-tune this ability to protect themselves from further harm. While it might sound exhausting, and honestly it can be, it also shows human resilience. These individuals are adapting, learning to navigate their world with a heightened awareness that can seem almost psychic. It's a skill born out of necessity, a tool in their emotional toolkit to help them steer clear of future pain. So next time you notice someone who seems to be on a high alert, consider that they might just be working through some past trauma with a narcissistic person. 2. People-pleasing tendencies. Imagine people-pleasing tendencies. If you treated every day like it was someone else's birthday party, you'd go out of your way to make sure they're happy, constantly checking if they need more cake or if the music's to their liking. That's a bit like the people-pleasing tendencies some develop after dealing with a narcissist. They turn every day into an endless quest to keep the peace, often putting others' needs and happiness before their own. This behavior is a strategy to dodge conflict or criticism after facing a narcissist's unpredictable reactions. They've learned to anticipate and adapt to others' moods and preferences as a form of self-protection. But this people-pleasing isn't just about avoiding the bad stuff. It's also a quest for approval. They're seeking the thumbs up. They've been conditioned to crave a nod that says they're doing everything right. There is a silver lining. This knack for tuning into needs can be helpful when balanced with self-care. It's just about finding that sweet spot where making others happy doesn't mean sacrificing their own happiness. 3. Self-isolation. Picture a turtle when it senses danger. What does it do? It retreats into its shell. A natural fortress where threats can't reach. This is similar to how some individuals react after enduring the storm of narcissistic abuse. They tuck themselves away, not in a shell, but in their own space where they can shield themselves from further harm. This self-isolation isn't about shunning the joy of socializing or becoming a hermit by choice. It's a survival tactic, a way to heal in solitude, away from potential triggers that might reopen old wounds. Think of it as their personal timeout, a period to regroup and recover, without the fear of being misunderstood or judged. For those who've dealt with a narcissist, the world can seem a bit off-kilter. Interactions that seem straightforward to others might feel like a minefield to them. And it's not just about avoiding further abuse. It's also about dealing with the feeling of being an alien in their own life story, where their experiences aren't easily understood by those who haven't walked a mile in their shoes. But here's the hopeful part. This retreat isn't permanent. It's a phase, a chapter in their journey toward healing. They're in a process of transformation, and with time, understanding, and support, they can emerge stronger, ready to spread their wings once again. I hope you're finding value in the video so far. If you are, please show some support. Your insights shape our discussion, so share your thoughts below. Each comment and subscription not only supports the channel, but also contributes to our shared learning experience. Thank you for being an integral part of this conversation. 4. Apology. Excessively. Imagine you're playing a video game where the rules keep changing and you never really know what's going to set off a booby trap. That's a bit like the world for those who've been in the orbit of a narcissist. They become so attuned to avoiding these traps, like the wrath or criticism of the narcissist, that they start saying sorry as if it were going out of style. Now think of it, they're not just tossing out apologies for knocking over a glass of water or being a minute late. Oh no, they're doing out sorries for things like the weather being gloomy or the pizza delivery being slow stuff completely out of their control. Their sorry button is stuck on autopilot. But this over-apologizing goes beyond just the apologies. It's them trying to keep the peace to smooth over any ripples before they turn into waves. It's their way of wearing an invisible shield, hoping to deflect any potential negativity or conflict. Recognizing this pattern is the first step to changing it with awareness, support, and perhaps a dash of humor about their sorry syndrome. They can start to reset that button, learning when and where apologies are genuinely needed. 5. Difficulty making decisions. Decisions ever been stuck choosing between chocolate and vanilla ice cream? Now imagine feeling that way about almost every decision, big or small. That's a slice of reality for folks who've weathered the storm of narcissistic abuse. They've been through the ringer with their choices and opinions constantly under the microscope, criticized or outright dismissed over time. This relentless undermining can take a toll, turning decision-making into an uphill battle. These people struggle to trust their gut on anything from picking a movie to choosing what shirt to wear. This indecision doesn't show a lack of intelligence or capability. It's just the residue of having their confidence chipped away, leaving them second-guessing their every move. But while their decision-making compass might be spinning, it doesn't. Define them with a bit of support, patience, and perhaps a nudge or two. They can start to recalibrate their internal guidance system. This will rebuild that trust in themselves, one small choice at a time. So the next time you see someone hemming and hawing over a seemingly simple decision, remember they might be on a journey to reclaim their confidence, a journey where each choice, no matter how trivial it seems, is a step towards regaining their self-assuredness and independence. And who knows, with time, they might just become the go-to person for making the tough calls. 6. Obsessing over personal obsession with relationships. Relationships ever found yourself replaying a conversation in your head, dissecting every word and wondering what it all really meant? Now imagine feeling compelled to do that with every interaction, every text message, every casual comment. Welcome to the world of someone who's had bad experiences with a narcissist. They've become like detectives in their own lives, scrutinizing every small detail in relationships to avoid any potential red flags or hidden meanings. This isn't about curiosity or being nosy. It's a learned behavior from trying to navigate the unpredictable waters of a relationship with a narcissist, where what was said often didn't match what was meant. This heightened vigilance is their way of trying to regain some control to protect themselves from being blindsided again. But this behavior is not a life sentence. It's possible to dial down the magnifying glass and enjoy interactions without over-analyzing every detail. It takes time, support, and a big dose of self-compassion, but the brain can learn to switch from constant alert mode to enjoying the present moment with a little understanding and encouragement. They can learn to set down the binoculars and enjoy the view bonus. Unusual resilience, empathy. Point: unusual resilience and empathy. Now for the grand finale, a shimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. Let's talk about the unexpected gifts that emerge from the stormy weather of narcissistic relationships. Resilience and empathy. Imagine going through a tough obstacle course, coming out bruised but with muscles you didn't know you had. That's the kind of strength we're talking about here. Survivors of narcissistic abuse have been through the emotional ringer, yes. But in that process, they've developed a resilience that's as impressive as a superhero shield. They've learned to pick themselves up, dust off their knees, and keep moving forward even when the going gets tough. This isn't just toughness, it's a deep-rooted strength that comes from having navigated some seriously choppy emotional waters. And then there's empathy, having felt the sting of being misunderstood or devalued. These individuals often develop a profound ability to connect with others' feelings. They're like emotional linguists, fluent in the language of the heart, able to tune into others' emotions with a precision that's almost uncanny. So while the journey through narcissistic abuse is challenging, it can also forge some pretty remarkable qualities. Think of it as a crucible, transforming raw ore into precious metal survivors, emerge not just intact, but enriched, carrying with them an incredible capacity for understanding and a resilience that's nothing short of inspiring. Now that's a plot twist worth celebrating. Learn more about how to cope with narcissism by unlocking 16 ways to protect yourself. Or if people-pleasing is an issue you struggle with, watch our video on setting boundaries. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.